What's up, YouTube land? My last video that I did was last night. I did the best albums of 2018, in my opinion. My favorite albums of 2018. I would say that I don't know the best because it's really just somebody's opinion. So in this video, as much as a music lover as I am, I'm a huge movie fan. I was into movies before I was into music, and probably because of movies I got into music. But anyway, this video I was gonna do my favorite movies of 2018. No really real. Well, there is an order of my favorite, but it's not really a real number. It doesn't best 10 best or 20 best. I just kind of got all my favorite movies out of my cabinet and just kind of stacked them together and just kind of seeing which ones are my favorite. And I got some honorable mentions. Some of these are re-releases or kind of companies that kind of re-released it with like a better picture or special features. Like I got some Scream Factory movies in here, and I got like one Criterion collection that's really cool. This stuff that's come out, stuff that's been out of print that they finally released on Blu-ray, or some of these are first time on Blu-ray, and some of them are a couple movies that I liked and I bought, but I just don't like as much as the best, my favorite movies of this year. So this thing keeps popping up on my screen. I'm actually making this video on my laptop. My phone is like just busted. I busted my front camera. I usually make videos with, so now I'm making videos on my laptop. So first time. I guess we'll just get started. Listen to some Anthrax in the background. Listen to Persistence of Time. I haven't listened to this in a while. I heard they're coming out with a reissue this year and stuff. But cool stuff, man. Always, this is one of the Anthrax albums I haven't really gave as much love to as the other ones. But it's just some cool stuff. I love this song playing right now. Keep It in the Family. Real heavy song. You got some great stuff on here, like of course Time. Into Reality, Belly of the Beast, Got the Time, which is a cover. Cool stuff. Classic Anthrax album. I can't wait to see what they did with the reissue. I got the reissue of State of Euphoria. That was in my last video, and it sounded great. They remixed it. The guitars are up in front more than the original release, and it sounds amazing. I'm sure they'll do just to get a job on this as they did with they did that. I'm on the Living and Spreading the Disease, but we'll probably have a digipack, where it opens up and has pictures. I'd love to know more about this era of the band. I don't think it's as much there's not a lot about it out there as much as kind of their I'm on the Living kind of and State of Euphoria kind of time. But this is kind of getting the end of Joey Belladonna. He kind of left the band for a while after the next EP that was Attack of the Killer Bees. But I think this is the last full album with him until like 2011's Worship Music, which is awesome. But I'm one of those fans that didn't not mind the John Bush era. I actually really liked the John Bush era. It's kind of how I got into Anthrax. But anyway, I'm kind of rambling. But let's listen to some Persistence of Time. But this first list is just kind of some honorable mentions. Some of these are re-releases. Some of these are old movies that just kind of got re-released in a different version, a cooler version. I kind of upgraded. And the first is really cool. This is the Criterion Collection. They do a lot of. I think they did one for Scanners, and they did one for a lot of movies. Not just horror movies, just all kinds of stuff. I'm trying to think what else they've done. A lot of art films, a lot of David Lynch stuff. I think they did one for Blue Velvet, and they did one for. Trying to think of I think they maybe did one for Eraserhead. I'm not really sure. But anyway, the first one is their Night of the Living Dead one. This is really cool. I kind of was I was either going to get this for some Scream Factory movies, but I ended up getting this instead. And I have not watched this version yet, but I heard the picture is like awesome. It's really cool. Look at the artwork. It's just really neat. You open it up. Ooh, I think it was a poster to fill out. It's just really cool. I need to watch it. I heard that kind of reminds me of like The Walking Dead a little bit with the artwork. But got a poster in there too. I need to watch this like with the. I've had the DVD version forever. The kind of George A. Romero kind of signature one. But this one's awesome. Got a lot of special features. I need to watch it one night. This is a classic. If you haven't seen it, it kind of stands the test of time. All the way from the '60s, kind of started all the zombie craze, I guess. But cool. I'm so glad to have this in my collection. Being a horror fan, very cool. So glad I bought this. Just kind of bought it on a whim. I got a gift card for Christmas, and I love it. This movie kind of came and went, and I don't know why, because I thought it was really good. It's a remake, but I'm not really a big fan of remakes. But I want to say maybe it kind of came and went because I don't know. It's got a lot of like a lot of gun violence in it, but I mean, every movie does. I don't know if it kind of maybe the kind of media kind of brushed it under the rug or kind of brushed it away. Maybe because I don't know. Bruce Willis is kind of conservative. Maybe that's why they kind of pushed it away. I don't know if it did like extremely well, but I mean I didn't feel like the movie had like a political agenda or anything. I just thought it was a kick-ass action movie, kind of a throwback to the '80s action movies, and Bruce Willis stars in it. I think Bruce Willis is great. I always, of course, I'm a huge fan of the Die Hard movies. I'm a big horror fan, but I love stuff like this. I saw the old one. I think I like with Charles Bronson. I think I like this one better. I know that's blasphemy, but directed by Elon Roth, which has done horror movies with Costello and Cabin Fever, and of course he's been in a couple movies. He did Green Inferno, but I'm talking about the remake of Death Wish. I actually really enjoyed this movie. Kind of went to the theaters. I was going to see this. I was going to see this or Strangers Pray at Night. I'm so glad I saw this. Me and my wife rented it at the Redbox, and she watched it, and she really liked it. I really enjoyed this. It's kind of gory, but it's just kind of... Actually, Bruce Willis is the badass as always. He's actually a doctor instead of an architect, like in the first one. It takes place in Chicago. I can't remember where the first one takes place. I don't know if it takes place in Chicago, but I thought this movie was really good. It got a lot of bad reviews, but you know how that goes with the media and stuff. But I thought this was pretty good. I watched it several times. I don't think it really kind of gets old. Cool movie. It's another movie that came out this year. Like it was a sequel to a beloved franchise, but I love Chris Pratt. I think Chris Pratt is awesome. But I kind of like this movie is entertaining, but I kind of came and went. And it's kind of forgettable. I kind of watched it one time. First time I really liked it. The second time I kind of got bored with it. But I'm talking about Jurassic Park: Fallen Kingdom. I think the director that directed this has directed some horror movies. I can't remember which one. I want to say he directed what's that movie? It was produced by Gil Toro. The Orphanage. I think he directed The Orphanage. I don't know if you've seen that horror movie. It's pretty good. Kind of like, I won't say a horror movie, kind of a ghost movie. But this movie kind of came and went, and I it's kind of forgettable, but it is entertaining. I think I kind of liked it better than the first one because it's more action packed. But I know how people like Jurassic Park. I still like the first one the best, original one. Just so you know, honorable mention. I enjoyed it, but just kind of forgettable. But I'm glad I have it. One day I'd like to get the rest of the Jurassic Park movies. This next movie is a Scream Factory release. I love what they do with their covers, and they get these kind of obscure horror movies from the 80s, and it's just kind of my child. I remember reading this as a child in my childhood at the video store. If you can believe that. This and the first one. Of course, I like the first one better. I think when I was a kid, I liked the second one better. You watch it now, and it's kind of childish. They kind of toned down the gore and stuff, but it's still got some really good special effects. It's got more of a metal soundtrack than it does punk, like the first movie, and it's actually got Anthrax on the soundtrack, which, coincidentally enough, I'm listening in the background. But I'm talking about Return of the Living Dead Part 2. I just love what they did with the artwork. The artwork's great. Like I said, it's still an enjoyable movie. This they dumb down kind of the gore. It's like they're trying to reach more to kids. It's kind of more of a, seems like they're kind of reach kids than they are adults in this movie. It's there's some more cornball stuff than it was. I think the first one was more serious. I still haven't seen the third one. I want to. I don't know if it's done by the same people that did this, but I want to check it out one day. I saw, is it Vistron? Or somebody's got the rights to it. I can't remember who, but very cool. Scream Factory did a great job with this. I think I got it. It came out. I don't know if came out in July or something. I can't remember when it came out, but I was excited to get this. Saw it was coming out for a while, and I was excited. And I just love what they do with the cover. Or I think it's so cool. Whoever paints these, but cool, enjoyable new movie. it'd be cool to get the third one, just kind of watch them all back to back one night, maybe around Halloween or something. But cool, I'm glad I got this, added to my collection, being a horror fan. The next movie's been out of print for a while. It's a Stephen King's directorial debut. AC/DC did the soundtrack. It's another movie I watched when I was a kid, and it's kind of scared the shit out of me. But you watch it now, it's just it's corny as shit. But so my wife bought this for me for Christmas, and Mistron actually came back out with it. I love the cover. It's kind of like a Scream Factory cover, but it's not a Scream Factory movie. It kind of looks like it. But talking about Maximum Overdrive, I still like to enjoy this movie. It's corny as shit. It's kind of a guilty pleasure. I've got a bunch of those, but it's being a horror fan and loving Stephen King. But I don't think he directed another movie after this because he said this movie is so bad. But it's just one of those movies. It's a guilty pleasure. I think I read something recently that Stephen King said he was just coke out of his mind when he was making this movie, which is sad. I think he's got the opportunity to be a great director. Of course, he's an amazing writer. I love his books, but I really enjoyed watching this. I always listen to AC/DC. Who doesn't? Being a metal fan, rock fan. Got a funny story about this. AC/DC was coming to town in 2015, and me and my wife got tickets. They were playing the night before, and the night before we were watching this movie. We watched this movie the night before the concert. We're all excited. We're going to get off work early and go. We both never seen AC/DC before. Got the tickets. We had really good seats. And the night before, we're watching this, and we're getting pumped because AC/DC did the soundtrack. You can see it right there. Music by AC/DC, which is cool. That's a cool little plus added to it. We see on Facebook that Brian Johnson busted his eardrums out, and he was going to have to postpone or cancel the tour. So, of course, we were disappointed. We were both like, yeah, that sounds like our life. But, of course, you can either get your refund back for your ticket or you can come see AC/DC with Axl Rose. I don't really want to see AC/DC with Axl Rose. I think Guns N' Roses is an awesome band. I think Axl Rose is a pretty good singer. I don't think he's amazing. But I just kind of didn't want to see, AC/DC with Axl Rose. I had some buddies still go to that show, and they said it was great. But I'm kind of glad I got my money back. But anyway, my next honorable mention is Strangers Pray at Night. Actually, it was in between this. I really wanted to see this in the theater, and Death Wish. I went and saw Death Wish instead. But I finally got this, and I enjoyed it. Nothing like amazing, but I still enjoyed it. It's a little bit. They ramped up the gore and ramped up the kind of violence in this one. The first one's kind of more of a slow burn, kind of more tension. Relies on tension. This is more like kind of grabs you by the throat and kind of never lets go to the end of the movie. I enjoyed it. I kind of wish they would have left the killers more mysterious like they did in the first one, but I guess maybe they had to do what they had to do in this one. But I still enjoyed it. I'm about to watch it again. I like to watch this one and the first one back to back. I wonder if they're ever going to do a third one. Probably not if you know the ending, but I still enjoyed it nonetheless. These next two movies, they've kind of been out of print for a while. Harbor Bay kind of had the rights to it for a while. This is another beloved horror franchise, and being a horror fan for years, I never saw any of them but the second one, and I think the last year or two, I've actually got all four of them now, and I still haven't seen the fifth one. But I love the character of Reggie, the shotgun-toting ice cream man. But anyway, I'm talking about Phantasm 3 and 4. This company kind of re-released these with Blu-ray, and they kind of look great. Like I said, I've never seen these. They've been out of print for a while, or kind of hard to find. But they did a good job. The company is called Well Go USA, but kind of looks like a Scream Factory cover. It's kind of like the bunch of these companies that come following Scream Factory's kind of thing, releasing these old horror movies, getting the rights. But very cool. Love the cover. And the movie looks great. Here's the fourth one. But I need to get the fifth one. I kind of forgot about it until I started doing this video. I've kind of watched them and kind of forgot. I need to watch them one night just kind of watch them all back to back to back. So that'd be cool. Maybe around Halloween or something. But of course, they won't make another one. The actor that plays the tall man actually passed away. I don't know if it was this year or a couple years ago. But anyway, I really enjoyed it. It's got a lot of creativity. If they ever if they had like a bigger budget, I think the movies would be amazing. I know J.J. Abrams has the rights to them, so I don't know if he's going to remake them. If he does, I hope he does a really, really good job with them. But anyway, this is the my list of my favorite movies of 2018. First is it's actually got two of the movies in the franchise. This is kind of like it's kind of like something one day I watched on Netflix. I just kind of was just curious, and this little set's got both the movies in it. It's got the new one, the second one that actually came out this year. I think it was filmed in 2016 or 17, but it just came out in America. They're actually Canadian movies, but I'm talking about another Wolf Cop. But it's got both of them. It's got the first Wolf Cop and the second one. Here's the kind of reminds me of like Cobra or Billy Hills Cop or something. But I really enjoy these movies. It's kind of got a little bit of everything that I love. It's got comedy, horror. This kind of slapstick comedy, kind of goofy comedy. Maybe people would kind of scoff their face at like, oh, that's stupid, but I think it's hilarious, and the gore's cool. Second one's actually got Kevin Smith. He plays the mayor of the town. I really enjoyed these movies. It's just kind of you can tell that they don't have a big budget, but for what they do with it, I think they do well. But I really enjoyed these. I heard they're coming out with a third one. I can't wait to see it. So that's my my first top 10 movie of 2018. My next one, I was kind of surprised because I didn't really expect much from this, but I actually really liked it. I remember seeing the first one when I was a kid with my dad in 1987 with Kurt Schwarzenegger. But I thought this was pretty good. I mean, it's written and directed by Shane Black, which of course wrote Lethal Weapon, Last Boy Scout. I think he directed Iron Man 3. Of course, I think Fred Decker actually helped him write this movie too, which he, of course, did Monster Squad and Night of the Creeps. But I'm talking about the Predator. I actually really enjoyed this. It's kind of surprised me. I wasn't really expecting much. I mean, it's not like a masterpiece. It's just kind of an entertaining movie, kind of a throwback to the 80s. This kind of old 80s action movies that I love. It's just got that macho kind of man. It's just kind of oozing 80s kind of cheese. But I really enjoyed it. It's got a lot of gore, a lot of action. Especially not boring. I really, really enjoyed this movie. I was really surprised. I saw this and Venom in the same week, and I actually put Venom higher, but I think I actually enjoyed this better. But very cool movie. Let's see, my next movie. This kind of surprised me. This is a weird ass movie. Nicolas Cage has just gone kind of doing some weird things. He used to be like an A actor in the '90s, but this is kind of a weird movie. It took me a minute to get into this. I finally watched the rest of it. It's kind of cool though. It's kind of wild. But I'm gonna have to watch it again. Reminds me of all the whole stuff I like kind of mixed in. It's got a little bit of animation in it too, which I thought was really cool. And I'm talking about Mandy. I started watching this at my parents-in-law's house, and it was really strange, and I didn't really get it. And I kind of sat down and watched all of it, and I kind of really enjoyed it. I'm about to watch it again and really get all of it. It definitely goes into some weird kind of territories, but it's just kind of your metalhead. I think you would really like it. Like the bad guys kind of they look like Slipknot characters, and of course Nicolas Cage's wife or girlfriend, she wears Black Sabbath shirts and Motley Crue shirts, and I think the guy did the soundtrack. It kind of sounds like black metal, but I really actually enjoyed this. I like to watch it again. I think it would future viewings. I think this movie kind of grow on you, but very cool. Next movie, I wasn't really sure because I think you can't make. I don't know. I love Tom Hardy. I think he was great as Bane in Dark Knight Rises. I think you can't make a Venom movie without Spider-Man. It just don't make a lot of sense, but I guess they did, and I guess it kind of makes sense. I kind of enjoyed this movie more than I thought they did. Thought Tom Hardy did a good job. I think he did a really good job with Venom. Kind of talking in his head. I thought that was really cool. Of course, I'm talking about Venom. But I kind of think I like Predator better than this, but I don't know why I put this higher. But I still enjoyed this movie. Very entertaining. They think they're going to make a sequel. I heard Spider-Man's going to be in it. I don't know what Spider-Man is going to be in it. I don't know if it's going to be Tom Holland or maybe some actor. Maybe it's going to be their own kind of universe. But I really enjoyed this. I always liked Tom Hardy. He's a great actor. But it was amazing as Bane. I think it was really cool as Mad Max. But I think my wife and my dad went and saw this, and I don't think my dad really got it, but I think me and my wife liked it. Only thing, I think they should have had more of a metal soundtrack. I know metal's not popular anymore. They keep saying rock is dead. I just thought the Eminem stuff like fits in this movie. I don't dislike Eminem. I like some of his stuff, but I kind of don't think it fits. I think it'd be cool if it had a metal soundtrack, but what do I know? Probably sound like a dinosaur or something. You know what they say? What's the term they use? Dad rock, but whatever. But I enjoyed this. Very entertaining. Nothing amazing. Not the best comic book movie ever, but I still enjoyed it nevertheless. This movie kind of took me by surprise. Me and my wife got it at the Red Box, and I kind of laughed. I couldn't really take Jennifer Garner seriously. I actually liked Elias. It's not because he's a girl or anything. I just don't really like her acting chops, but she's actually really good in this movie, and she plays a believable badass. It kind of proved me wrong. And it's the same director of the first Taken. I don't know if it's all the Taken movies, but this director did another movie I really like with John Travolta called When Paris Was Love. I think that movie was really cool. But I'm talking about Peppermint. Actually, me and my wife both really enjoyed this movie. Watched it several times. It never gets boring. I didn't really believe. I kind of laughed at Jennifer Gardner being a badass, but she proved me wrong. She actually plays a really cool badass, and it's a great movie. It's a revenge movie, but very, very good. Really surprised me. One of the better movies I think I saw this year. And I think we rented it. Maybe a couple days later, I saw it at a UC store for really cheap. I think me and my wife got it, and me and my wife have watched it several times, and we really, really like it. Very cool. If you haven't seen it. It's a badass movie, badass action movie. Being a horror lover, I love the Conjuring universe. I finally just saw Annabelle Creation earlier this year, and I really, really liked it. And this movie came out, and it was between this and Hellfest. Me and my dad went to Hellfest, and I wish we wouldn't have saw this. This is a way better movie. And it's super freaky, super scary, and I'm talking about The Nun. I actually really, really enjoyed this. I love the Conjuring universe. I think they're coming out with the Annabelle 3, and I think they're coming out with a Conjuring 3, and very, very cool, very creepy. These movies are really freaky, and I've heard people kind of talking shit about these movies. I think they're great. I think James Wan, he didn't direct this one, but he kind of produces and kind of helps the creative process. I think he's great. I still haven't seen Aquaman. I want to. But very, very, very cool movie. Very creepy. Really liked it a lot. This next movie, I saw the first one in the theater and bought it, and I didn't go see this one. I think we were going to get around to going and seeing it. It was out of the theater. I think we just got busy with work, and we went out of the Red Box, and I really, really enjoyed it, and ended up buying it. And The Equalizer 2 with Denzel Washington. I really enjoyed this. I don't think it's as good as the first one, but I think it's a solid sequel. I think it's kind of slow in parts. It's not as fast paced as the first one, but I think the plot in this the acting is great. The action scenes when they do get to him is really cool. Of course, Denzel Washington's a badass as always. It'd be cool if they made a third one, but I could see how they left off, and maybe they wouldn't. But very cool. Really enjoyed this. I've seen it several times, since buying it, and I love it. Denzel Washington's always great. He's a great actor. But very cool. Very cool you haven't seen it. This movie kind of took me by surprise. I was kind of, me and my wife went and saw it, and I've always been a big Steven Spielberg fan, growing up with Jaws and Indiana Jones, E.T., Close Encounters, stuff like that. And I feel like he's kind of dwindled the last, 10 years. I feel like his movies, I haven't been crazy about the movies he's been coming up with. And I thought the last Indiana Jones wasn't the best. And but I thought this is his best movie in a long time. I thought he did a great job. Talking about Ready Player One. This is based off a book, but I just think this all the movie references and the video game references. It's just kind of it just brings us nostalgia back to to me, just growing up in the '80s and being a teenager in the '90s. It's just got so much, every time you watch it, you kind of find something new. It's got so much cool stuff. I'm not much of a gamer, but I thought this movie was very entertaining. I watched it twice now, and this is the Buckaroo Banzai reference. I thought that was really, really cool. It's kind of cool to reach out to a nerd like me. I love Buckaroo Banzai, but very cool movie. I was really surprised how much I liked it. My wife got it for me, I think, for our anniversary, and it's even got Iron Giant. He's right there, which is really cool. That was neat, but really enjoyed this movie. Very entertaining. This movie I just got like the other week, and I wanted to see it in the theater, and I think it wasn't in the theater very long, and it's pretty cool. I remember the trailer had Hills Bells by AC/DC. A lot of AC/DC stuff tonight, but very cool. I watched it I think maybe twice now. I really enjoyed it. Very cool movie, produced by J.J. Abrams. I'm not really sure the director. Let's see, Julius Avery. I don't know what else he's directed, but I'm talking about Overlord. Very cool. Kind of set in World War II, Nazi Germany, where these soldiers their plane crashes and they land in this town and they got a mission to do something. They find these Nazi scientists kind of doing something else, kind of doing experiments, and they're trying to stop them. Very cool, very entertaining. I was kind of surprised how much I liked this, kind of a action war movie mixed with horror. Very cool, very different, something I haven't seen before, and it kind of seemed like that when I was in the movie theater. Finally got it, finally watched it, really, really enjoyed it. Kind of an underrated movie in 2018. I think it should have got more love. Maybe we could have got a cool sequel. But a cool movie, Overlord. This next movie, I've been waiting for the sequel forever. Since 2005. I really enjoyed the first one. I was kind of surprised. I don't really like Pixar movies. I like Toy Story, but I want to say I don't like Pixar. I do. I don't go like, I'm not all gaga for them, but I really enjoyed the sequel. I went for it for a while. The sequel's been a long time in the making, and I really enjoyed the sequel. I think I saw the first one better, but I think this one's great. It's got The Incredibles too. Really enjoyed it. A lot of action. It's kind of cool to see these characters again. I love to see a third one. I think this movie did really good. Kind of think the bad guys as good as the first one, but I still enjoyed it. It's still, it's got a good plot, and the characters are funny and cool, and they do cool stuff with always. The action's cool, plot's cool. I wish more movies with real people would be more like this. All the creativity. I think Brad Bird is just he's such a creative dude. I love Tomorrowland, and I love his Mission Impossible movie he did. I wish he would make more movies. I can't wait to see more stuff with him in it. This next movie, I was kind of surprised that I liked this so much too. I was kind of, I liked the first one so much. This one can't be as good as the first one, but I think it was. I don't know which one I like better. I love the character Cable. I think Josh Brolin did such a good job. Josh Brolin's had a hell of a year. He's played some really cool characters. But I'm talking about Deadpool 2. I thought this movie was great. I thought it was hilarious. There's some really funny scenes. I love the action parts. This got a lot of creativity. I think Ryan Reynolds does such a great job with Deadpool, bringing him to life. And I think Josh Brolin is a great actor, with playing Cable. I think he's kind of got this Terminator feel about it. It kind of seems more like a Terminator than the last couple of Terminator movies. But I really enjoyed this. Very, very cool. The girl that plays Domino was cool. A lot of great supporting cast. All the supporting cast did do a great job. There's some really funny stuff in here. I think it's almost as funny as the first one. I think it's got more action than the first one. Very cool. I can't wait to see what they do with the third one. I think they're making an X-Force movie. So I can't wait to see this one. So Deadpool 2, one of my favorite movies from 2018. Next, this is another movie I just saw the other week, and I've been wanting to see it for a while. And the acting is great. I've liked this band forever. I think one of the first bands I got into was this band, Queen. And I think I got a single because I knew the Wayne's World movie was out. And I got into them because, of course, they're playing Bohemian Rhapsody again. And I had a tape single. Remember, they used to have, they would put singles on CDs or one song on tape. Remember, they had Bohemian Rhapsody on one side and The Show Must Go On the other. And I would keep replaying and replaying. It's kind of You know, when one song would play, you kind of take the tape out and put it in the other side. Or if you had a stereo that could switch sides, you know, it would just play over and over. And I remember I drove my dad crazy because I would just play those two songs over and over again. But I'm talking about Bohemian Rhapsody, kind of the life of Queen. More, you know, I guess it's more life of Freddie Mercury. Very cool movie. I thought the band, I thought the actors are great. That they played the character. I think Brian May, the actor who played Brian May, was like amazing, spot on. I mean, of course, you know the guy who played Freddie Mercury was great too. But I think all of them, the drummer and the bass player. The guy who played the drummer, Roger Taylor. I didn't think he really looked at him looked like him at all. But I thought the guy that played the bass player Duncan, I think he looked just like him. But I think some of the continuity of the band, like kind of the timelines, they were playing like, you know, Fat Bottom Girls when they were a brand new band. I don't think that was happening. They didn't have that song until later in their career. But I mean, it's whatever. It's a movie. But I really enjoyed it. Watched it twice now. Really enjoyed it. It's definitely a classic. You know, of course I love these kind of movies that kind of do this with bands. They don't really have a lot of these. I know they're coming out with The Dirt on about Motley Crue on Netflix. I'll just see that. I heard they're making a movie about Black Sabbath, but we'll see. I remember they've been trying to make this movie for a while. I remember Sacha Baron Cohen, which played Borat. I heard he almost played Freddie Mercury. Kind of wonder how that would have been, but this guy did a great job. I saw he won an Academy Award the other day, so I think it's great. But I know Queen's coming to town with Adam Lambert. I don't know what to expect. I don't know how they are with Adam Lambert. I'm sure they're great. I'm sure he's a good singer. But down to my two last movies. This movie's kind of been been building for like 10 years or more, just kind of building this moment. They come out with a sequel this summer, and there's only a few movies, you know, in my lifetime I've seen that's kind of built these expectations, and they meet them when you see it. But this movie just kept me on the edge of my seat when I saw it. I saw it in the big theater with big sound, and my seat was shaking. And I thought this movie was awesome. And I'm talking about Avengers: Infinity War. I thought this movie was great. It's crazy how they balance all these characters. This might be one of the best comic book movies ever. I mean, I just love these characters, and especially Guardians of the Galaxy. I think they're great. But it's just kind of how it ends on a somber note. It's kind of like Marvel's and Empire Strikes Back. It's just kind of ends on a somber note, and it seems like Endgame's going to be their Return of the Jedi. But really enjoyed this movie. I watched it twice, I watched it like 3 times now. My wife finally watched it with me, and she liked it too. But very cool. Really enjoyed this movie. My second favorite movie of 2018. Very cool. Loved it. I can't wait to see Endgame this summer. See how it all ends. I know a lot of characters and actors aren't returning their contracts up, so we'll see what they do. Very cool. Very enjoyed this movie. The last movie of the year that I loved, I saw in October. Me and my wife, it's our anniversary. We were off. We drove up to where I live. They have I live kind of close to the mountains, and we kind of drove up to this town about 30-40 minutes away. They have in the mountains. They have a drive-in movie theater, and we saw this movie. Of course, you know, this series has a lot of sequels, and I feel like they can never get it right. I feel like, you know, the first one's a classic, and I like the second one too. And I feel like, of course, they've remade it. They got Jamie Lee Curtis back a couple of times, but I feel like they can never get it right. I know everybody raves about H2O. I think that movie's kind of corny. I feel like they kind of made it into a Halloween movie into a Scream movie. I don't think that's like Halloween. It didn't really have the feeling of a Halloween movie. And I feel like in this movie they finally got it right. And one thing, I never felt like they got Michael Myers' mask right. I never felt like I always felt like his mask or the actor looked weird. And I finally got the stuntman back that played Michael Myers in the first one. They got his mask right. And of course I'm talking about the Halloween sequel. It's a direct sequel to the first one is what they say. They kind of 2 through the remakes, or I was like, it never happened. Which, you know, I kind of didn't like that at first because I kind of liked the second one. I kind of feel like the second one and the first one are a 2-parter. But I kind of understand because if you ever saw the second one, you know how it ends. You know, it'd be kind of hard to explain what happened to Michael Myers, how he's still alive. But I love this. I thought it was great. I thought it was amazing. I heard the other day they're making a sequel to it, and Jamie Lee Curtis is coming back. Jamie Lee Curtis is totally turned into Sarah Connor in this movie, but I feel like this is Michael Myers. This is like, this is actual Michael Myers, being Michael Myers. I feel like the other ones, it wasn't really Michael Myers. You could tell it's like another guy, another suit. And this feels like Michael Myers is really back, and he's demented as ever. And I thought the acting was good, and the story was good. It was kind of simple and basic. I thought it was great. I wanted to do a review on this when I first got it, but I never did. But I thought this movie is great. I really enjoyed this movie. Watched it too. Very, very creepy. I can't wait to see what they do with the second one. Maybe it's just going to up everything. Very, very cool. It's kind of the cover's kind of 3D. Kind of feels mask. Kind of creepy. But it's creepy because I saw it in the drive-in movie theater, and you kind of got to get out of your car to go to the restroom. And you walk in the restroom, and it doesn't have a lot of lighting. The drive-in movie theater I went into, and it was kind of creepy as shit, because it was really dark in there. There's a scene in the movie where Michael Myers kills some people in like a gas station bathroom, and it's kind of reminded me of that. I was like, oh shit, he's probably gonna pop out of the stall, but he didn't. I'm okay. I'm safe. I get to make these videos. I'm okay. But I really enjoyed this. I can't wait to see what they do next. I just think this is like a return to Michael. I've heard people give this movie shit reviews, but I think it did really well. I don't know what people want. As me being a horror fan, loving the Halloween franchise, I actually like Season of the Witch. I kind of wish they would have I know they wanted to do kind of a Twilight Zone kind of, each movie there was a different story. I wish they would have done that and continued the Michael Myers story, kind of do both. That would have been really cool. But I hope the next one's on par and the quality of this one. I just this is like a love letter to Halloween fans. I just think it's such a cool movie. I kind of was scared to watch it because I didn't think it was a live up to my expectations, but it totally did. And I think John Carpenter was back. I think he helped with the writing and he helped with the music. So it's definitely got that creepy as shit. It actually feels like a sequel to the first one. It actually feels like a continuation of the first one. Like the other ones don't. So besides the second one. I know people now, they give the second one kind of shit, but I actually really liked it. But anyway, that's my list of 2018, my favorite movies. Just my opinion, I haven't seen every movie that came out this year, but yeah, that's my list. So I was gonna do some more videos. Be kind of busy, just kind of hadn't done this in a while, but I'm gonna hopefully put up some more videos soon. So all right, cheers.